Hi everybody, this is Ben Chai, the Doctor Who of Business, and I know I don't normally do broadcasts on a Friday, but I just met this amazing lady. Her name's Lily
Patrascu.
She's just come and sit a bit closer, move your seat up here, at an event called the Rise of the Global Woman Entrepreneur. And just really amazing lady. She was just sharing some of her stuff, and I was actually quite skeptical because I think it's always good to have a skeptical mindset. And she was telling me more and more, and I'm thinking I need to have this lady videoed and hear her story and share her story with everyone. So, Lily, please.
So thank you so much, Ben, for doing this. This is my very first Facebook Live. So to tell you my story, I came to London 13 years ago to work as an au pair with only €100 in my pocket. And now I am a property entrepreneur, and I'm an author of multiple books.
Yes.
And I am collaborating with my partner, who has created the amazing course called Speakers Are Leaders, about how you too can improve your public speaking so that you can get that voice out.
I'm going to kill her in a second. So because Lily loves selling, that not a selling video, but they'll come and track you down, because when they hear how fantastic you are, they will naturally connect to you. So, Lily, when you came to this country with €100, and you were out there and out at some of the places with people, you couldn't even buy
I couldn't even buy chips because I went to Paris, I remember, with only €100 in my pocket. And I remember that I went there for a weekend, and on Sunday I didn't even have money to buy chips, and everyone else did. But the really important thing that made the biggest difference was I just had fun no matter what, and that is something that's really important for you to do. Regardless of the situation you're in, you have to try to have fun. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket.
You can see that Lily's very passionate about teaching everyone to be public speakers. So it's really interesting, because when Lily came to this country from Romania, she had zero money. Well, €100, which I know in some countries is a lot of money, but in terms of being in the UK, it really is nothing. How did you live? How did you find somewhere to live and so on?
So I came with an au pair job, so I was lucky enough to have somewhere to live, and the food was also kind of guaranteed, because you know when you're an au pair you get that. But my salary was something like £65 a week, and I remember that even on New Year's I went out and I had to exchange that money that I initially brought, the €100, and I bought 2 tickets to New Year's Eve. They were like £70. It was literally like the entire money, because at that time the euro exchange was different. And I still had a lot of fun, and I had zero money in my pocket, but I had, I think, the best fun in the clubs. Totally. So
here's this lady with probably the least money ever. My arms shaking already with excitement in hearing her story. And she had practically zero money in the club, but she's still having fun. And I think actually that this is one of the things I see with modern entrepreneurs. They're so focused on making money that they lose sight of their happiness. And many of my viewers have seen that I'm looking at people, I'm feeling very sad inside. I'm happy if they're making hundreds of thousands, but they're not happy. And even on €100 or lesser, you are happy just by having the opportunity, I'm guessing, because you could see lots of opportunities. Now, how long ago was that?
That was about 13 years ago, but the thing that never changed with me was the attitude, regardless of how much money I had, whether it was €100 or whether now thousands, it didn't matter. For me, the most important thing is have fun, live the moment. Because otherwise, I mean, what good will it do to you if you have 100,000 in your pocket and you're always sad, you're always going to work feeling mad or sorry or angry?
So how many, it was 13 years ago, did you say?
Yes, 13 years ago.
So 13 years ago, this lovely lady had nothing, and then she now has 2 of her own properties with her partner and 18 rent-to-rents.
Yes.
Right, so that's bringing 1 income stream. Okay, now, in addition, during that time, so remember she's starting as an au pair. And this is why, I never look down on waiters or waitresses or anything, because you never know what they're going to be. So how many books have you written?
I've written 4 books, and they are all. I am now collaborating with my partner Harry, who is doing an amazing course called Speakers Are Leaders, and this has enabled me to now be comfortable to speak with you.
With me?
With you. And
you would have been comfortable before.
I would have been comfortable. I mean to speak with a large audience. I mean, I would never have had the courage or the guts or the power to speak with you the way I'm doing now
So
if I hadn't done this course, really.
You keep selling on my video.
It's really awesome. You just have to do it.
So the second thing, so the first thing is, it didn't matter how much money you had, you were always having fun. And the second thing is you were constantly learning.
Yes.
And yesterday I was with somebody, and he said the successful people are constantly learning.
Yes, that's exactly what I did. So even, for example, I was an au pair, right? And I was taking, for example, the children in the pram and this kind of thing. And if they were sleeping or whatever, I would always listen to some audiobooks, some success books, for example, like Brian Tracy or Les Brown or Tony Robbins, or, and that is the thing that made the biggest difference. And the biggest difference, actually, I think, was Brian Tracy when he was talking about, you have to use your transition time. And that's exactly what I used to write my books.
And I love this. I love this track because I'm a great fan of Brian Tracy, and I actually have photographs with him which got lost in when my laptop was stolen. I was gutted. And please no texts about my lack of backup, please. So there you are. You while you were an au pair, you were building your foundation by educating yourself.
Yes.
Now, and did you write those books while you were an au pair?
Yes, I wrote those books actually. So first I was an au pair, and then I was a tutor nanny. Okay, and yes, I wrote those books while working 60 hours a week because I used exactly this strategy of using transition time. And also, like when you're listening to a lot of learning, to a lot of audios, what happens is you get your own ideas because you start making connections, brain connections, and you become more creative. And then, for example, you're waiting for the bus stop. You have 2-3 minutes. What happens? You come up with a really creative idea that you can include in the book, and you just do it. You just write it down, and then
look at her eyes
I know,
when
it's
she
like
says
so
you're
excitement,
so
right?
excited.
So at the end of one day, you could end up with 1,000 words, and literally it feels like you've done nothing because all you've done is like small texting.
Yeah.
And at the end of one day, you have 1,000 words, and at the end of 1 month, you have 30,000 words, and that is enough to have one book.
Yeah.
And if you are creative with space, you can also create some airspace to make it look even bigger, so you can end up with a proper book. You're very creative.
One of Lily's books is about speaking English, isn't it?
Yes, the first one is called English from Zero to Hero, which I imagine everyone from your audience already speaks that, and you don't need to learn it.
Oh, no. My audience is global. So,
okay,
so
that's
please.
fine. And now I have an upcoming one which is called Turbocharge Your Sales, and tools to build a great business. So I think that some really exciting content is coming up because I realized recently that
I just think you should teach them how to sell, because it's almost in your DNA. You can't sell.
Yeah, because the thing is that I'm not selling. I'm just being enthusiastic about the things I love in my life, and that's I think something that everyone needs to do. Like, for example, if you tried on a really nice pair of trousers, right, and they're really good, they're really awesome, you would recommend it to your friends, right? In the same way, that's what I'm doing. I'm excited about everything that is awesome in my life. So I've recently realized I know some really, really important people. So if their knowledge can help you, then that's how I set up my new YouTube channel, which is Lily.Global. And this is something that I'm very excited about.
I'm actually going to put all your links on this broadcast. So when I've finished this, as you know, many people, I come back and I edit the Facebook Lives, and I put all these links in the comments underneath. So I will be giving her YouTube channel. She's learned some great techniques to overnight get 5,000 views on her for every video she posts. Can you? I tell you what. Could you share some tips of knowledge that you think would help new entrepreneurs or even seasoned entrepreneurs that you've learned recently?
Okay. Well, the most important thing is that if you don't know something, just think in your network of friends who already know something that you need. And that's the most important thing that I've learned right now. The second thing is that if you don't know how to do marketing, just get a coach. And this is what I've done. I'm part of a really amazing marketing coaching program.
You can see my arms going there.
I'm part of a really amazing marketing coaching program. I can send you a link at the end so you can check it out, but it's really amazing. It has enabled me to get 5,000 views on a post, and by utilizing some ranking ninja techniques. I'm very excited about that. And as time goes by, literally from like last week, I've done some amazing interviews with people, and it keeps going up and up. And I will continue to share a lot of interviews with some important people that maybe many people don't have access to, but I do. And I've just figured, I might as well leverage. And the third thing that I think is really important is leverage. How can you get more leverage? For example, the way I get leverage is by utilizing an outsourcer. You can get an outsourcer, for example, from many websites, like, for example, Fiverr.com or Odesk or freelancer.com or Guru. And, there are many people that you can hire, and I've traveled to the Philippines, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. When I traveled there were people who were making $10 a month as a salary. So for them, if you pay them $500 a month or $700 a month, and they get to work for 40 hours a week, for example,
they're really
for them
happy.
It's like, they're like in heaven.
Same with people in Ukraine.
They're in heaven, right?
Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation. You, in a way, it's almost like you're extending your hands, you're extending your reach.
So some of you have seen some of my broadcasts on recruiting and building your team. This is another tip from Lily here about how to do that, and it's just really phenomenal. Can you share how long? So many questions I've got. I'm only going to ask you two more questions actually. The first of all is you said people should invest in someone or a program in marketing. How much did you spend on that?
So there are several levels, but the one I'm on is $497 per month. There is another one.
Is that like $500 a month?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So it's about just call it $500 a month, but you're already getting your return on your investment.
Yes, totally.
Straight away by implementing fast. And I think that's really important. If you're learning things, you need to implement fast with what you're learning.
Yeah, and actually there's a few levels. There's one for $97 a month. There's another one for $997. So depending on the size of your business, if you want to be making an extra million, maybe you want to consider just getting the $997 one, because this guy has results, and I have personally seen that because I've recently shared the stage with Les Brown and my partner Harry as well. He has presented his speakers at his program there, and through the strategies that he has learned there, he has managed to sell more than he normally has. So I've seen that working very well. So I'm very excited.
So how long did it take from your time as an au pair to getting a significant wealth?
Okay, so I've done that for 8 years, simply because I just didn't have the belief.
I didn't have the belief.
I think the belief was the biggest thing. I didn't have the belief. And what happened was, I wrote my first book, and that was the wrong book. That was totally the wrong book. I mean, I only sold 20 copies to my friends and family.
But
so
fantastic
it was
that you did it.
Yes.
Because most people don't even... They just say it's going to be rubbish, but you only learn by starting that journey. So well done for you.
Yes, so the book was called Meet the Nanny. And
I love the title.
Yes, it's funny. And it had a really great cover that I managed to pull this off, by myself. It took me about a month to pull this off, but I did. And everyone loved the cover and everything, but and even though it was the wrong book, what happened was it had a massive impact on my life. And in the same way, I think writing a book can have a massive, massive, massive impact on your life, because it enabled me to get my first, you can say, professional job, where, and that's how I started to run my partner Harry's business called Purple Stone Rooms and Purple Stone Academy and so on, and now Speakers Are Leaders. So this is how this book enabled me to start managing Harry's businesses, and that's how I kind of started, and that's how I managed to buy my property, and that's how I've become an international speaker now, which I think is really awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. And just share, if people want to get hold of you, Lily, can you just share some of your links? This is only you. I'm going to come off of the camera here.
Yes. So if you would like to get in touch with me, then you can check me out at www.Lily.Global. Lily is written Lily. Or you can check me out also in YouTube with the same link, Lily, Lily.Global. That would be it. So you can check me out there.
You can check her out.
I will send you if you're interested in my marketing consultant that has sold 100 million online and could enable you to explode your business, then I will paste the link below.
That's fantastic. So guys, thank you for tuning in and watching. As before, if you like and found this useful, or found the lovely Lily useful, then please do reshare it on your own Facebooks, or share it with other people so that they can also learn and grow in their own life. Lily, thank you so much for agreeing to do this impromptu Facebook Live.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you.